Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. It's a Kevin Jackson Show. Yeah! KJRadio.com, 844-551-8255. So we've added 2 new outlets and a digital affiliate. I'm not exactly sure the locations. I don't try to keep up with that stuff, but we are growing the show. We're appreciative of that. We'll be reaching out to some of you soon who love the show, and because we're going to try to staff up. We'll ask for a little bit of temporary support to do that. So, because quite frankly, we can't keep up with everything. Things are growing too fast, and that's a good thing. I'm happy for that. Anyway, here's what I want to talk about. Anthony Weiner is back in the news, and he got 21 months in prison. And so I jokingly said that Anthony's going to get an arranged marriage in prison, and where he's obviously going to get to play the Muslim woman. And and I firmly believe that. 21 months in prison on Monday from the sexting scandal that drove the New York Democrat. And I want to make sure I put that in everything I say about Weiner. He's a New York Democrat, like Chuck Schumer. And it drove him out of Congress, ruined his marriage, became even an issue in the 2016 campaign of Hillary Clinton because he's tied to those rascally Clintons. And the punishment is worse yet. To be associated with the Democrats, the Clintons, the Obama administration. And let me tell you, many Americans hope that Anthony Weiner is the beginning of the people that we get to go, watch take the perp walk. Fox News reported it this way. U.S. District Judge Denise Cote issued a sentence in federal court in New York. This is a serious crime that deserves serious punishment, she said in a statement. The former lawmaker's sexting habits entered criminal territory when his illicit contact with a 15-year-old girl. Weiner, 53, had pleaded guilty in May to sending sexually explicit text to the girl across state lines. Like across state lines matters. Weiner agreed not to appeal any sentence between 21 and 27 months in prison. He openly... I hate to read this and chuckle, but it is funny. He openly wept in court as a judge announced the sentence. Yikes. In addition to the prison term, he was sentenced to 3 years of supervised release, given a $10,000 fine, and required to forfeit his iPhone. I mean, see, y'all need to quit laughing. Y'all need to work. I can laugh. Y'all don't have time to laugh. There's buttons to be pushed. Now I'll laugh. This is a funny story. My producers are cracking up. Weiner must surrender on November the 6th to a yet-to-be-determined prison facility. I don't know what's going on in the prison facility, but here's what I'm suspecting. There's a lotto of who gets to be Anthony Weiner's husband. I'm sorry. I can't help but laugh at this story. Oh, my goodness. Pardon the prison pun for me talking about the ramifications of his incarceration. Weiner is isn't it ironic that Weiner was married to a Muslim woman and now he gets to play one? Anthony Weiner is going to go to prison and they're going to say, you're the girl. I mean, come on. The dude is like, I know Carlos Danger, was posing and showing his chest and how tough he was, but it's going to be a whole when politicians go to prison, I just kind of inwardly chuckle because they were the kids that got beat up in school. And outside of a handful of them who are former, special forces guys or what have you, most of them they are not prepared for prison. Well, except for Barney Frank. Barney was prepared. And a few others, that maybe were on the DL. But most of them are not prepared for prison. And the humiliation they will suffer. I did a thing years ago, a report on prisoners, these kids that thought they were tough and they got sentenced to prison and they talked about the abuse they took. Whoo! You don't want to read the outcome of my findings. You really don't. You will never forget it. I mean, I am so glad to be a fighter. Because I'm telling you, in prison, they would find out, just leave that dude alone. There's easier booty to get. You know what I'm saying? They would leave me alone. But the stories that these kids would tell, it was horrendous. So I don't know where they're going to send Weiner. This is funny to me on so many levels. The good news is, at least, I don't know what his relationship is with Uma, but my hope is that she can give him some direction on how to be a proper Muslim wife in prison. Because something tells me that the Aryan nation isn't going to take Anthony, and except maybe in the carnal way. And if they give him over to the Muslim Brotherhood, it might not go very well for Carlos Danger. I mean, think about this. This dude was a rising star in politics. New York Democrat politics. He was a congressional aide to Chuck Schumer after graduating from they call it SUNY in New York. He served Schumer until 1991. This was 1985. 1991, he served Schumer. 1992, first in public service, he got elected to the New York City Council, youngest member in history, served in 98. Schumer decides to run for Senate. Weiner's elected to Congress after besting his primary candidate by 285 votes. Shockingly close. 2005, Weiner runs unsuccessfully for mayor of New York. That's where the money was, but he didn't make it. 2010, he was galvanized as a liberal hero with a tirade on the House floor about a 9/11 healthcare bill, and that set the stage for him. Man, then the exposure of Weiner begins, right? May 27, 2011, posts a lewd image on his official Twitter account after quickly deleting the image of his bulging crotch, and then Weiner claimed he was hacked. Well, if they said he had a bulging crotch, we know it was hacked. I mean, come on. June 1st, 2011, Weiner tells CNN he did not post a picture, hired a law firm to investigate the matter. Note the Clintonian tactic of deny, deny, deny. June the 6th, 2011, as more information is leaked, Weiner knows he's caught. He holds a tearful press conference where he admits to taking and posting the photo and engaging in, quote, inappropriate communications with women. To be clear, I am deeply regretting what I have done, and I am not resigning. That's what he said. And believe it or not, a couple years later, Weiner tried to resurrect his career after he resigned, of course. And in normal Democrat politics, the dirtbag could have been successful. May 21st, 2013, Weiner announces a long-shot bid for New York City mayor. He says in his announcement, "Look, I made some big mistakes, and I know I let a lot of people down, but I've also learned some tough lessons." July 23rd of 2013, barely a full 2 months later, TMZ publishes screenshots of sexual conversations that Weiner had with women in 2012. This is after his revelation, of course, folks. July 25th of 2013, Weiner admits he sent sexually explicit texts under the alias Carlos Danger to as many as 10 women, including 3 after he left Congress in 2011, along with a 15-year-old girl we will learn about later. The women included Sydney Leathers, 23 of Princeton, who said Weiner had sent nude photographs to her and that they engaged in phone sex months after his resignation. Weiner's campaign manager resigned 2 days later. September 4th of the same year, 2013, Weiner gets into a shouting match with a Jewish voter in New York on the eve of Rosh Hashanah as his campaign is spiraling. September the 10th, Weiner loses the mayoral primary with less than 5% of the vote. Afterward, he ran into Mama's Milk, and we documented his attempt to rise from the ashes because he went to the blacks. Yeah, they're the most likely to forgive a sex-crazed Democratic scoundrel. Liberals in general are forgiving when it comes to scandals, particularly those involving sex or drugs, but black liberals are the best. Trust me on this, folks. Kwame Kilpatrick, Jesse Jackson are scoundrels, and there are countless others. Bill Clinton has been ordained the first black president because he's a scoundrel. Black liberals don't mind when black leaders steal money from taxpayers or get caught in cocaine sting operations by the Fed, because black people have been taught that forgiveness gets you the trinkets in the form of EBT cards and Obama phones. So forgiveness is the word. Spread the word. And Weiner knew this. That's why he hit Harlem for his forgiveness tour of New York during that time. He needed to appear with a couple of black pastors, keep a few black minions around, and then maybe he could become the new plantation owner of New York City. But it didn't quite work out. And now, Weiner is going to find out it's different about black folks in the popo. He's going to get a black boyfriend or husband.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.